Have you ever found yourself laughing loudly, your laughter echoing through the space, yet feeling an immense emptiness inside? Or perhaps you're telling a funny story, your eyes sparkling as if nothing could touch you, but deep down, you know you're holding on to lingering wounds. If the answer is yes, then know this: you are not alone. In fact, many people are just like you, just like us. Life can be truly strange sometimes. It places invisible burdens on our shoulders, unnamed anxieties, and scars that no one else can see. Then, somehow, we learn to hide all of it behind a radiant smile, a strong exterior, and unbelievable optimism. Friends call you a source of energy. Colleagues admire your enthusiasm. And family always sees you as incredibly resilient. But only you know the price you've paid to keep that smile, to maintain that facade. Countless sleepless nights, silent tears falling in the dark. The price of a big laugh, an invisible mask. Those who wear the mask of cheerfulness are like brilliant actors on life's stage, where the lights are always bright and applause always rings out. But behind the velvet curtain, unseen by anyone, lies loneliness, an unseen weariness that no one knows. We often hear phrases like, "Always be positive," or "Look on the bright side," and then we unintentionally turn these pieces of advice into a heavy burden. The pressure to constantly appear happy and joyful has become an unspoken standard in modern society. A social media photo must be perfect. A story told must be smooth and effortless. A smile must always be radiant. And so, those who carry pain within them try even harder to conceal it, fearing that vulnerability will make them different, unfit for the world around them. Perhaps you are an extrovert, always the life of the party, always the one to energize the atmosphere, the soul of every gathering. You enjoy connecting, sharing your positive energy, and making everyone around you feel happy. But this very trait creates an invisible pressure, an indescribable burden. You feel you always have to be sunshine, always bring joy, always be strong. You fear that if you show weakness, if you reveal your fatigue, people will be disappointed. Or worse, they won't need you anymore. So you try even harder to keep that smile from fading, those eyes from looking sad, to keep those funny stories flowing, filling every void. You build such a solid image that sometimes you even forget that beneath it is a flesh and blood person who also gets exhausted, who also feels like giving up. Or perhaps you have experienced deep wounds, major life events, a broken relationship that couldn't be mended, the loss of a loved one, a painful betrayal, or simply the accumulated pressures of life over the years. From work and finances to complex relationships. These scars aren't visible on your skin, but they are deeply etched in your soul, forming calloused spots, hidden corners you don't want anyone to touch. You learned that weakness doesn't help, that exposing your pain only makes you more vulnerable, more easily exploited or pitied by others. So you choose to hide it, choosing to wear the cloak of resilience, of cheerfulness. A big laugh is no longer an expression of joy, but a solid fortress wall, separating you from the outside world, and ironically, sometimes even from yourself. You tell yourself you must be strong. You must overcome it on your own. You can't rely on anyone. But that burden, day by day, becomes too much to bear. That feeling, The feeling of having to hold your breath, to brace yourself, to meet the expectations of others, and also the expectations you place on yourself, is like swimming against a strong current. You use all your strength to keep from being swept away, while inside, every muscle is aching. Every breath is heavy. You keep thinking that if you just try a little more, just a little more, then everything will be okay. But that okay is a deception, built upon the silent sacrifice of your soul. When the soul cries for truth, let the river of emotion flow. You know what? Our souls are like a garden. If we keep hiding the seeds of sorrow, keep suppressing the sprouts of hurt, they won't have a chance to receive sunlight, to be watered and then disappear. They will quietly grow, forming deeper roots, making you even more tired, even heavier-hearted. A garden needs care to thrive. It needs weeds removed, water, and sunlight. The soul is the same. It needs to be cleaned, to be nourished with truth and acceptance. Have you ever asked yourself, what am I running from? Running from the truth that you also have moments of weakness? Running from the fear of judgment? Or running from your own emotions? Sadness, anger, disappointment. Sometimes, the fear of our own emotions is greater than the pain itself. We are afraid of being overwhelmed, afraid of not being able to escape. But if you don't allow yourself to feel, how can you ever move past them? The most important thing right now isn't to find a way to make your smile look more natural, or a way to perfectly hide your sadness. The most important thing is to allow yourself to feel sadness, to feel exhaustion, to feel even the wounds that haven't healed yet. Name them. Allow them to exist. Sometimes, being honest with yourself is the first step in the healing process. It's not a sign of surrender, but an act of courage, an acknowledgement that you are human, with all that entails. You can imagine yourself like a river. A river must flow. Sometimes it's calm, sometimes it's turbulent, sometimes it swirls, sometimes it flows slowly, passing over rocks and sandbanks, but it never stops flowing. If you keep trying to block the flow of your emotions, they will stagnate, creating immense pressure inside, like a dam about to burst. Let them flow, whether they are tears, anger, or disappointment. When a river is free to flow, it finds its own path, carrying sediment to enrich dry lands, and then returns to peace and clarity. Crying is not weakness. It's your soul's way of washing away the dust. Expressing anger in a healthy way is not being aggressive. It's how you protect your boundaries. Finding peace in acceptance, the strength of vulnerability. No one expects you to change suddenly, or to immediately expose everything to everyone. This journey is yours alone, and you can go at your own pace, one small step at a time. The important thing is, allow yourself to be a little vulnerable, to take off your mask when you're alone or with people you trust. Absolutely. Allow yourself not to be strong all the time. No one will blame you. Those who truly love you will understand and empathize. They will see you as more authentic, more approachable, and they will want to be by your side more, not because you're always happy, but because you are who you are, with all your emotions, even when you want to lean on them. Remember, strength is not about never falling, but about daring to get back up after you've fallen, and daring to face what has happened. Allow yourself to rest. If you are tired, allow yourself to pause for a bit. You don't always have to be racing. Life isn't a non-stop marathon without rest stops or water stations. Sometimes, sitting down, taking a deep breath, and allowing yourself to be still, to recharge your energy, is more important than trying to push forward while exhausted. Take time for the small things you love. Reading a book, listening to soothing music, gazing at the sky, or simply getting a deep, worry-free sleep. Sometimes, rest is not weakness, but the wisdom to recover and continue the journey. Allow yourself to share. You don't have to carry everything alone. Find a trustworthy friend, a family member with whom you feel safe being vulnerable, or even a mental health professional. Tell them what's going on in your heart. Sometimes, just speaking it aloud can make you feel so much lighter, like a huge weight has been lifted. A heartfelt confession isn't a sign of weakness. It's a courageous act, a significant step on the path to healing. It shows you believe in human connection, in empathy. Connecting with others is a powerful medicine for the soul. Those who have tasted pain are often the ones with the most compassionate and profound hearts. They understand the value of happiness, the fragility of life, and they are capable of the most genuine empathy because they've walked through those emotional landscapes themselves. The scars on your soul are not signs of failure or weakness, but proof that you have bravely overcome. They are silent stories of your resilient journey, of a soul's incredible ability to recover. They remind you of what you've been through and what you've learned, transforming you into a stronger, deeper version of yourself. The journey back to yourself, embracing your whole being. This life is like a grand symphony. It has low notes and high notes, gentle melodies, and powerful, intense passages. If it were only high-pitched notes, the music would be jarring, monotonous, and lack depth. It is precisely the low notes, the quiet moments, that make the music rich, meaningful, and deeply moving. They create the essential balance and harmony. So instead of trying to be a song made only of high notes, allow yourself to be a song with a full range of emotions. Allow yourself to be sad, to be vulnerable, to be tired, to cry when needed. And then, after those moments, allow yourself to stand up again, to smile most genuinely, not because you're hiding, but because you truly feel at peace, comforted, and healed. This path isn't always easy. There will be times when you feel like returning to your familiar mask, wanting to hide behind a safe facade. And that's perfectly okay. Be gentle with yourself. Don't blame yourself. Every small step, every time you allow yourself to be a little more authentic, every time you dare to face an uncomfortable emotion, that is already a victory. Every moment you listen to your heart, that is a step forward on the healing journey. Take a deep breath, my friend. Look around you, and you'll see many good things still exist, even if they are sometimes overshadowed by worries. A ray of morning sunlight filtering through the window, the smell of coffee, a sudden rain shower that cools the heat, the chirping of birds, or simply the feeling of being alive, breathing, feeling every beat of your heart. Cherish these small moments, these simple things, because they will gradually fill the empty spaces in your soul, bringing you positive energy in the most natural way. Life continues, and so do you. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to always appear strong. You just need to be yourself, an authentic being, with all your joys and sorrows, all your scars and resilience, all that has passed and all that is yet to come. Embrace your complete self and love even the imperfect parts, and believe that this very authenticity, acceptance, and self-compassion will bring you the true peace and happiness you've been searching for. Remember, you are not alone, and you absolutely deserve to be happy. A genuine happiness, one you don't need to hide or strive for. Allow yourself to be you, and the world will love you for it.